It's NBA action on EA Sports. Alongside the former Chicago Bulls guard, Jay Williams, I'm Ed Cohen. And Jay, I know this takes you back.
Ed, there's no better feeling this time of year than hearing sneakers squeak on the court and seeing guys get a good lather while they're getting ready for battle.
It's that pregame feeling, and now it's the opening tip. The opening tip-off is won by the Houston Rockets. To Harden. Westbrook. For three. His first effort off the mark. Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen to Leonard. And the reward, he's going to the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
Kawhi Leonard, couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. Off the mark on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. James Harden at the controls. To Fareed. Here comes the screen. Harden matched up with Paul George. Beyond the arc for three. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Harden. The pass taken away by the Clippers.
Now push it. Let's attack in transition so we can build this lead. So, Ed, my man P. Bev the other day made some comments on social media. I want to get your reaction. He said, I'll tell you right now, we are the best team in L.A. How do you feel about that?
Jay, since the Clippers moved from San Diego, I don't know if that's been the case once. Maybe going back a few years, but LeBron James is in L.A. now. I don't know if Patrick Beverley's right on that one. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Had a chance, but it's no good. Westbrook into the front court. Leads just a point. From the painted area, won't go down. Leonard passed it off. Shot from the lane, won't go. Westbrook with the basketball. He'll run the offense. It's Harden. Deep two there, won't go. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to lead the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Leonard to George. Kawhi Leonard missed his first. That one goes.
Just remember an old saying here. You're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in. So it's time to get going.
Screen coming.
Harden to Fareed. Layup goes down. Well done.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Here comes the screen. The screen sets him up for 2.
Bread and butter, and there are a few that can do it better off the screen.
Westbrook across the timeline. His team up by 1. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden, 2 of 4 now.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Clippers have the basketball. Here comes the screen. Leonard to Beverly. Add 2 points to the board.
Hey, that's my man right there.
Harden in possession. Leads 1 to Fareed. Westbrook to Capella. Clint Capella, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
Old school equals high percentage.
I got ball. I got ball. That's me. I got ball. I got ball.
Leonard. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. To Harden. Fareed. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden, he got it off in time, but that shot no good. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Paul George. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Harden in possession. Leads 5. James Harden, 3 for 6 now.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Beverly to George. Lets it fly from long range. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
To Paul George.
Hey, double screen.
Leonard to George. 5 to shoot. George to Beverly. Going to launch beyond the arc. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense. Westbrook with it. The lead stands at 9. To Fareed. Westbrook. Down to Fareed. Lets it fly from beyond the arc, and it's Zubats with the rebound. Beverly into the front court. 9-point margin. Leonard. A pass taken away by the Rockets. So important to take care of the basketball. Easy 2 on the other end after the turnover.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor.
I got ball. I got ball.
Kawhi Leonard sizing up Eric Gordon. Paul George down low for Leonard. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, they've had no answer for this guy.
He's been on fire this first quarter. That's the way you take it right to your opponent. You attack right out of the gate.
He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
I got him. I got ball. I got ball.
I got ball. I got ball. I got something for him.
Leonard to Paul George.
Cut it.
Nothing going here on that drive. He's looking for that touch.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Clint Capella pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Harden.
Screen.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. Slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Here comes the screen. Leonard to George.
Pick coming left.
Strong finish for Paul George.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Austin Rivers. Harden against George. To Rivers. Tucker to Rivers. Here comes the screen. Gets it in the left corner. Harden. Oh, he missed his first 3 shots, but he gets that one to go down, and it's a 3.
Well, when you fall down, you always get back up. That's the mindset of good shooters.
I got him.
Beverly to Miles Bridges. From the outside, no good.
And that's how you make a difference. Every shot that the offense takes, make sure that it has a 10 as far as degree of difficulty.
How's that for a start? 14 points in this first quarter as he knocks down the 3.
And look, I know this requires great conditioning on the defensive part, but you have to start denying him the ball. Make him catch the ball further away from the basket.
Leonard to Miles Bridges. PG lets it fly. And the rebound taken in by the Rockets. Harden with the basketball. His guys holding the big lead. Driving right to the basket. JaMychal Green with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
James Harden trying to cash in. Off the mark. Well contested.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Shot by Leonard won't go.
Woo! I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
Kawhi Leonard matched up with PJ Tucker. To Miles Bridges.
Watch cutter.
To Leonard. Kawhi Leonard. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Austin Rivers. Here's a chance from long range. He made his first effort, but not that time. Eric Gordon rejects it. Rivers into the front court. Shot clock turned off as they get a chance to build their lead. Bridges up to block the shot. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers. From 18 feet at the buzzer. That'll do it for the first quarter. It's been all Rockets. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Let's go. Pick him up. Pick him up. I got ball.
Jay, the Clippers last year were 2 games better than 500. Pretty amazing when you think about what they dealt with.
Most definitely. But everything for this Clipper organization starts with Lou Williams. He is the stud for this team. It's the second time in his career he's been named 6th Man of the Year. And that's why they signed the 31-year-old to a 3-year, $24 million deal.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
Free throw's good. It's a 3-point play. This big first half continues.
I got ball. Pick up.
Gilgeous Alexander.
He's coming. Can you stand?
Doesn't have the touch. No good.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
To Westbrook. Has a chance. Chance for Westbrook. No good.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Westbrook. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. That has to feel deflating for the other side.
They've really came out and made a statement so far in this first half. Another powerful dunk, but another easy dunk. When are we going to see some defense?
Oh, they call him for the foul.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Substitution being made in this one. From long range. Now that's a contest.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Count the basket at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. And look out. This is becoming a runaway.
They're getting to the rim at will, probably because we're watching Matador defense. You probably want to get in the way of your defender if they keep trying to attack the rim.
Gets to the basket, but it's no good. Westbrook into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead.
Double.
Does not look good. Houston, we have a problem. Change is coming. Hopefully nothing too serious. You'd hate for him to be out multiple games. And hits the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. To Leonard. Slam dunk.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
My ball.
Here comes the screen. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. Well, you can't do that.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Montrezl Harrell snatching it out of the air. And the rebound taken by the Clippers. Beverly to Leonard. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. It's a big finish.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Cashes in for 2.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. And the nice finish at the rim.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go down. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Gordon with it. Looking to make something happen. Down to Chandler. And he's going to the free throw line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Tyson Chandler at the line for 2 shots. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Missed the second. 0 for 2. Beverly into the front court. Down a bundle. Finish that. And the Rockets have the rebound. To Harden. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Beverly. Fires the 3, so the first points for him in this first half, and he knocks it down for 3.
Yeah, they really need him to get going. Really surprised that none of his teammates have been talking to him. This is when he needs him the most. They have to uplift him, help him continue to be confident on the court.
And James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Rockets in control of the basketball. Harden.
Hey, box out.
Gordon shoots, can't connect. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
Harden into the front court. He'll run the offense. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. To Leonard. And the rebound's grabbed by Fareed. Gordon with it. They lead it by 14. Harden goes to the left side. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
Beverly. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
For three, and the rebound brought down by Harrell.
Here we go. My ball.
Offensive board. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Houston takes over. The screen sets him up for two.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the second quarter. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. George against Gordon. To Leonard. Short jumper off the mark.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Short jumper off the mark.
Here we go. I got him. Let's go.
George to Leonard. To Paul George. Kenneth Fareed. Huge block.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Harden. Gordon against Paul George. To Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden. Not that time. He missed it.
Here we go. I got him.
Leonard.
I got ball.
Knocked loose. Rockets come up with it.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Rocking the rim.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Gordon with it. The lead is 15.
Right.
Trying to cash in. Step back jumper.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock. Here's Leonard for 2. Deep 2 there, won't go. Iman Shumpert, tough matchup against George. And he finishes at the rim.
That boy's living his best life.
Match up.
To Beverly. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. Free throws good to cap off the three-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Rockets with 4 to shoot. Harden, that's off the side of the rim, no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole. That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Knocks down the first.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Harden with it up top. His guy's up by 15. Bad pass there. Clippers have it.
Yeah, just me and you, 90 feet. Let's go. What you got?
Short jumper won't go down.
Bad shot, my fault.
Hey, this is my man right here. Y'all get yours.
To Harden.
I got ball.
Knocks it down off the step back.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Paul George to Leonard. No, I missed a short one there. There you go. Way to stay with it.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Harden has it up the floor. It goes down.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Beverly to Leonard. Short jumper won't fall.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Play some D, play some D. All right, I got ball.
Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and I've got your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Rockets dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Clippers have yet to appear after one half of basketball. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
The Houston Rockets have been emphasizing their three-point shooting in this matchup. Given how accurate they were in the first half, I think it's fair to expect more shots from deep in the closing half.
Player of the half.
James Harden has been punishing the rim with a variety of dunks. This is a guy that wants the top play section all to himself.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
To Williams.
Watch that screen.
Cut.
Wait on it.
Leonard. Yes. Give the advantage to the shooter.
It just seems like everybody's getting more touches. I'm not saying who, but it seemed like the ball stopped in a certain player's hands, which forced the defense to become stagnant.
Even to Zubats with a piece. It's the Clippers with the possession now.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Harden. To Fareed. Has a look. Fareed, a shot, won't go. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Beverly to Williams. Kenneth Fareed, able to recover with the block.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Hat-trick Beverly. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Down to Fareed. Working hard on the glass. Another shot won't go either.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Williams to Leonard. From the painted area, won't go down.
And one of the most underrated things in this game is quick lateral speed. Good job by utilizing that speed and taking away the lane.
Oh, that's how it's done.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to you or stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
From the outside, no good. Gordon with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Harden.
Screen.
Curling inside. And scores. Great body control, Jay, as he ran down the lane.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Kawhi Leonard against Clint Capella. Has a chance and scores on the step back.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Harden in possession. His guys holding the big lead. Down to Fareed. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Beverly to Leonard. To Beverly. Williams. Rebound taken in by Fareed.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Leonard throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Harden. Beyond the arc for 3. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
To Leonard.
I told you the screen was coming.
Had a good look there, but it's no good. Harden in possession. He'll run the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. And the Clippers able to clear the board. Beverly into the front court. Down a bundle. Williams. Clint Capella sends it away.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this 3rd quarter. Time to shuffle things up. Beverly. Nice finish at the rim.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Watch the screen coming left, screen coming left.
Gordon against George. Doesn't get, and a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
To Leonard. Not that time. Harden with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. Iman Shumpert against Paul George. To Harden. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Lets it fly from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
George, guarded by Clint Capella.
Pick.
Nothing going here on that drive. Beverly to George.
Watch cut.
Shot, box out.
Wide open look, won't go.
I'm here.
Back.
Harden. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Here comes the screen. Beverly to Leonard. LA with 4 to shoot. It's George for 2. Not going down for him this time.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Oh, you guarded?
Down to 5 on the 24.
Give me the ball.
Deep 2 there. Won't go.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Now it's Harden at the controls. They work it to Capella, down low. The pass set it all up.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Here comes the screen. Beverly. The drive, right to the basket. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
Hey, switch, I got him.
Screen, on your right.
Harden.
Hey, shot.
Gets a look. Can't hit. Williams. He gets it.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
Scores from the post.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Williams into the front court. His guys down big. Cruises inside for 2.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Yep, I got ball, I got ball, I got ball.
Harden to Fareed. Nothing going here on that drive. Going to launch beyond the arc, and the rebound taken down by Williams.
I got ball, I got ball.
Great feed, sets it up, and scores.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
It's James Harden once again.
Check up, let's go.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Hey, good shot.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Hey, good contest.
Harden add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
To Fareed. Austin Rivers. Driving right to the basket. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. No good. Runner here won't go.
Hold on.
Hey, lock up.
And counted at the rim.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
Easy path to the rim.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
That's me, I got it. Yep. Watch the cutter coming through. Bump.
Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Rockets way out in front. It's the Rockets in control of the basketball as we start the fourth quarter. And it might be time to empty the bench, Jay. This game appears to be well in hand.
And their starting five has certainly earned the fourth quarter off. They've been terrific this ball game. And this is the type of game where you find a chance to relax. You ice up, you watch your other teammates play, you applaud them, and you get ready for the next game.
A drive down the lane, but the shot won't go. To Harden. Trying to cash in, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Celtic.
And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
A simple touch foul.
Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
First one, count it.
Okay, that's nice.
And he makes them both.
Okay.
And now Houston has the basketball. Austin Rivers to Harden. Gets it to go. Someone clearly missed their rotation.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
To the basket goes Rivers, but his shot stays out. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Knock loose. Oh, if you're a fan, you love the will and the want. And the defender over-pursues, and he's called for it.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Changes coming from both sides right now. Tucker.
Get a tag.
Almost. Unlucky bounce.
D up, y'all.
I got ball.
Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. The pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To P.J. Tucker. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Here's Harden with the rock. Here's a chance from long range, and the rebound taken down by the Clippers.
Get in your stance. He's coming. Get in your stance.
There you go. Watch him. I got your heel right here. Right here.
To Beverly from long range. Shot no good. You know Beverly can appreciate good defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Get mine. Get back.
Hat-trick Beverly. Now 4 for 9.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Nothing going here on that drive. Cleans it up. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. To Beverly.
Make it tough on him. Make it tough on him.
And count the basket.
Good shot, boy.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Tucker. To Harden. And he hits.
All day. Good teamwork.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. New blood coming in for both sides.
I'm here. I got ball.
Watch the cutter.
Beverly
Watch the cutter. Watch
to
the cutter.
Williams. Fires the 3. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
I got your help here.
Baseline drive and scores. Strong take.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Clippers have the basketball to Beverly. To Williams.
Hey, screen on the right. I got your help.
The Clippers with 4 to shoot to Beverly. Fires the 3.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First free throw is good. Second and 3 off the mark.
That's what I'm talking about.
Houston with the basketball. Austin Rivers to Harden. Takes stock of the floor to Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
James Harden trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Free throw try off the mark. Beverly into the front court. Down a bundle to Gilgeous-Alexander.
Come on, you gotta work around the screen. You're killing me.
George.
Ball going up. Shot.
Can't
Show me
connect.
something better than that, baby. It's game time.
Rockets have the ball to Harden. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Screen coming right. Screen coming.
Harden to Fareed. Kenneth Fareed powers it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created. Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive. Opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Five-second violation. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. Nothing going here on that drive. They get it down to Harden. Ah, the monster stuff.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
I'm on D.
To Williams. Beverly to Williams. Knocked loose. Shot clock violation. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
My ball.
And scores at the rim. Beautifully done with the Euro step.
2 points.
You know what we call that, Ed? We call that now you see me, now you don't.
It's LA Clippers ball. Beverly to Leonard. From the outside, no good. Rivers to bring it into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Harden.
Got him.
Austin Rivers. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. 4-3. And it's Harrell who comes away with the rebound. Beverly into the front court. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Kawhi Leonard, guarded by the former Dookie. Has a look. Knocks it down off the step back.
And while the ball was still in his hands, a sidestep throws a defender off. People aren't used to seeing that type of footwork.
Harden to Fareed. Shot for James Harden. Doesn't even see the defender. Buries the shot.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
To Leonard. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Let's go, boy.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
It's in the hands of Harden. To Fareed. Gets a shot up. Oh, and a putback.
Oof, really showing no mercy here. This one is out of hand, and the offense is still pouring it on.
Beverly to Leonard. Yes, it drops. A little drama on that one.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Beverly to Leonard. Nene swats it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Harden. Shot off the mark. Good defense. The follow won't go either. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense.
Right.
Here comes the screen.
Big screen right there, big screen.
Cutter. Coming through.
Leonard. No good. That's great defense.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
It's the Rockets who are victorious as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen.
The Rockets. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.
Hey, it's Coach Johnny from Handle Life. The one filled it up last night, getting bucket after bucket after bucket. Let's check it out. Highlights. That's not just talent. Scoring like that takes us a lot of practice. Coach dribbled too much, and I'm out.